Welcome to Read News. This is from right-wing source Daily Mail. A suspected drunk driver, who streamed herself on Facebook Live, saying, "F the police" while downing shots hours before she killed a veteran cop in a hit-and-run in New York City, boasted about carrying a knife everywhere I go. It has been revealed. Jessica Beauvais, 32, posted a 1-hour and 51-minute live stream on her Facebook page Monday evening as part of her Face the Reality radio show, where she addressed the trial of white ex-cop Derek Chauvin for the murder of George Floyd, slammed police officers and the justice system, and played NWA song F the Police. In the rambling post, she told her social media followers she likes guns because they are pretty and ranted about being pro-capital punishment, while she said potential death is just part of the job for cops. Throughout the video, Beauvais is seen vaping and drinking an unknown dark liquid from a plastic cup and, at one point, washes down the contents of a red shot glass with a bottle of Snapple. Police sources claim she later confessed to guzzling vodka, wine and smoking weed before the deadly incident. Hours later, Beauvais allegedly got behind the wheel of her Volkswagen and plowed into NYPD Highway Officer Anastasios Takos, 43, on the Long Island Expressway around 2 a.m. that Tuesday morning. Takos was redirecting traffic following a separate fatal car accident in Queens when Beauvais' car allegedly veered and struck Officer Takos head-on. Takos, 43-year-old married father to a 3-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter, was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. Beauvais, who was allegedly intoxicated and driving with a suspended license at the time, allegedly sped away from the scene with a completely shattered windshield before being stopped by police. Sources told New York Daily News she was almost double the legal alcohol limit for driving, registering as 0.15 on a breathalyzer test, and was slurring her words and unsteady on her feet when cops arrested her. She allegedly fumed at the arresting officers, telling them, "F you. I don't have to listen to you." Beauvais, who says she has a 13-year-old son in the video, later offered a tearful apology for Takos' death as she was led out of the NYPD's 107th precinct in handcuffs on Tuesday afternoon. "I'm sorry that I hit him and that he's dead," she sobbed. She now faces 13 charges including manslaughter in the second degree, aggravated manslaughter in the second degree, vehicular manslaughter in the second degree, and leaving the scene of an incident without reporting death. She faces up to 15 years in prison if convicted. Just hours before the fatal encounter, Beauvais streamed the Facebook Live video at 6:37 p.m. on her social media account under another name. Beauvais begins the 1-hour 51-minute Facebook Live video, speaking about Chauvin's trial. "This week we are going to talk about the ignorance that was the Derek Chauvin trial, or the ignorance that is essentially just is this effing justice system," she says. Police say an oath, and in that oath they say an oath that they are not supposed to be afraid of that position, and that is literally in the rules. Chauvin was found guilty on all charges for the Memorial Day murder of George Floyd last year after he knelt on the black man's neck for more than 9 minutes until he died. Beauvais reads out part of an oath taken by members of law enforcement that they will enforce the law courteously, appropriately, without fear, malice or ill will, and questions how this had led to officers shooting and killing people on the streets. The 32-year-old then went on to say that police officers are signing up for potential death like in the army, and that it is part of the job that people might try to f-king kill you. If you said that you were signing up for this dangerous job and part of that dangerous job is that you are not supposed to be afraid, as part of that job is that people might try to f-king kill you, she says. That's what you're signing up for. Potential death like in the army. That's what you signed up for. Beauvais also claimed that if she ever had a fatal encounter with police, she would make sure she wasn't the only victim. She told listeners like hip-hop group NWA say about the police, "If you're going to kill me, at least I get to take someone with me. I'm one of those people. If I'm going to go, someone is coming." In the footage, she also spoke about her love of weapons, comparing herself to the fictional DC character Harley Quinn and saying she always carries a knife. "I'm for guns. I like guns. I like them, they're pretty," she says at one point where she is having a discussion with a male off camera. "Maybe I'm a little Harley Quinn on the brain. I like weapons. I carry a knife with me everywhere I go. That shit is normally on my hip, but I got this thing here so I can't do that. I like weapons, because you're not going to try me. I got tried once in my life when I was very young and I didn't know no better. You're not going to try me again in my life as I fight N-word too. We can fight the police too. If you're going to shoot me, get it over with. What I'm saying is you're not going to try me while I'm still breathing." She went on to say a taser is not cute like a gun as she questions how a cop can confuse the two devices, in reference to the police killing of Daunte Wright by a white cop who allegedly mistook the two. "I know 13-year-olds from the hood that know a taser from a gun," she says. Beauvais says she is terrified for her 13-year-old son. "Don't F King play with me." Beauvais goes on to say she doesn't believe in prisons but believes in capital punishment, saying hang that be. "I don't even believe in prisons. I literally believe in the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. If you guilty, blow his head off," she says. "F is you here for? Why I gotta feed you? For what? Y'all killing us for less, on the streets, and in jails. Blow his head off. You got certain states that want to hang people, hang that be." Speaking of her love of physical fighting, Beauvais continues, "What happened to fighting? I grew up on fighting. I like to fight. My hands and my feet and teeth. It does something for me. What does it do for you? Effing people up never stopped being a thing. Shooting people is still whack. It means you can't fight. It means you're a cop." She signs off the footage saying, "F the police. F them." Beauvais is wearing the same clothes in the footage, a pale blue crop top, navy pencil skirt and matching boots, as she was seen in both at the time of the crash and when she was being led out of the NYPD's 107th precinct. As she was led out of the precinct in handcuffs that Tuesday afternoon for her arraignment, the 32-year-old struck a far more contrite tone when asked about the deadly crash. Beauvais sobbed as she apologized for Taco's death, saying, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I hit him and now he's dead." It was a marked difference from her comments on her arrest when she told cops, "F you, I don't have to listen to you," and claimed she had only had one beer, an insider told Daily News. She later told officers she had 2 glasses of wine before taking her son to Hempstead, then smoked a joint, downed 2 shots of 1800 Patron tequila and drank a bottle of wine during her podcast, the criminal complaint states. NYPD Commissioner Dermot Shea said at a joint press conference with Mayor Bill de Blasio that Tuesday that Beauvais was driving while intoxicated and with a suspended license. According to the criminal complaint, Beauvais was speeding along the Long Island Expressway in her 2013 Volkswagen. She allegedly ignored the traffic cones and the flashing lights of police cars set up to direct traffic away from another fatal crash scene. Her vehicle swerved around other cars and struck Taco's head on, throwing the officer 150 feet up into the air, reported the New York Post. He landed on the grass by the side of the road while Beauvais sped off in her car, prosecutors say. She passed several exits before coming off the expressway where she mounted a curb with her car, the complaint states. As police officers surrounded her vehicle, the alleged drunk driver reversed into a police car behind her in an effort to flee again, prosecutors say. Beauvais claimed not to have known she had hit a person, the complaint states. "What did I do? I heard a thump, I knew I hit something, but I didn't know what it was," she allegedly told the arresting officers. In video capturing her arrest, Beauvais looked distraught as she was handcuffed by police officers in front of a patrol car. She was arraigned Tuesday night at Queens Criminal Court. Her family members were seen leaving the court without her as she was ordered to be held without bail. She will next appear in court on April 30th. President of the Police Benevolent Association Patrick Lynch held a press briefing outside of the court after her arraignment where he hit out at her apology, saying, "She's sorry not for the deed but that she got caught." Photos of her car show the front windshield smashed and the bonnet caved in from where the car struck the officer. It is not clear what speed she was driving at the time, but Shea said he believes the damage done to her car shows there was no way she didn't know that she had struck an individual. The police chief and mayor visited Zacco's home in East Northport, Long Island, to meet his grieving wife Irene, 6-year-old daughter, and 3-year-old son. "The pain she is going through, there is no words for it," de Blasio said. A few hours ago she was looking forward to seeing her husband again and now she won't. His children will never see their father again because someone did the wrong thing. Here is a good man who won't be home. Described as a highly regarded officer, Tacos was a 14-year veteran of the NYPD. "We stand here this morning reminded once again, in law enforcement, there's no such thing as a routine job," Shea said. "We stand here devastated and trying to pick up the pieces of what is a shattered home and a shattered NYPD family." The commissioner called the accident a senseless and completely avoidable chain of events. Tacos and other officers were on the scene on the Long Island Expressway redirecting traffic from a car that crashed into a utility pole, killing 1 passenger. That was when Beauvais' car swerved to avoid hitting other vehicles, striking Tacos, who was standing in the roadway next to his patrol car, head-on. Police said Beauvais was driving despite having her license suspended in August 2019 for failing to pay for DMV fees. She had previously been arrested on the same charge in 2015 and had her license suspended at least 2 more times. She has also been charged with speeding and using a cell phone while driving in the past, reported Daily News. Mayor de Blasio said the fatal crash that Takos was called to also involved a driver with a suspended license. Jonathan Espinal, 24, was driving a blue 2012 Infiniti G37X sedan along the expressway when it plowed into a utility pole on an exit ramp around 12:30 a.m. Espinal and 2 passengers were both pulled from the burning vehicle. 1 passenger was pronounced dead at the scene. Police said Espinal was charged with driving with a suspended New York driver's license and unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle. "We see here a horrible pattern, people doing the wrong thing and other people dead because of it, and one of them a hero officer," de Blasio said, after holding a minute's silence in honor of the officer killed in the line of duty. "Takos did everything right in his life for us and he is dead because of other people's negligence." He described the incident as a very, very painful moment.